welcome back to my channel. As you have seen by this title, it is the 2016 favorites. Now this could be a long video, so if you are hungry, feel free to grab a snack or some tea or some coffee or whatever floats your boat. Just be prepared to be here for a little bit because I have a lot of products here. And I'm doing 2016 strictly only my makeup favorites. If I went into skincare and everything, it would just, I feel like, be like literally probably 2 hours long. So Daisy is going to start this video out by getting squirt in her face if she doesn't leave my blanket alone. Anyways, back to me. So we'll start with foundations because that's my favorite part of makeup. So as you guys know and have seen me use in quite a few of my tutorials, if you've been following me, is I have become quite a fan of the Clinique Beyond Perfecting and Concealing Concealer. It says Beyond Perfecting Foundation plus Concealer. I have 3 shades, so that gives you guys a clue that I just really enjoy this foundation. And I ran out of buttermilk. This is my fair shade. That's 6.5. I have Golden Neutral. This is number 8, and this is a little bit more of a yellow undertone. And then I have Vanilla, which is number 14, and this is just when I'm like really tan, and that's not very often. So that one will probably last me till summertime, and then again to the next summer. But anyway, another foundation that I like that you guys have seen me use and talk about. Oh, I like these foundations. It's all one. I like this foundation because even though it says it sets to like a matte finish, I really enjoy it just because it's not over drying. I feel like it still has allows you to get a luminous glow if that's what you're going for. That it's full coverage. I mean, a little goes a long way, and I really like the way it applies with a beauty sponge or a brush. So to me, it's just a winner because some foundations, like, I hate blending with a brush or I hate blending with my beauty sponge. So this one is just like an amazing foundation and I really like it. So next I have the MAC Studio Fix, and I am in the shade C 3.5 in this one. And I like this foundation because even though a lot of people like freak out when I say, sometimes they're like, oh, what foundation are you wearing? I'm like, oh, it's MAC. They're like, oh my gosh, you wear MAC? Like, it's just this awful thing because it's known for clogging pores or making people break out, which a lot of people I've talked to, it has made them break out. But it's funny because when my skin was going through, I don't even know what, when I went back to just wearing MAC for a while, my skin cleared up really nicely because whatever is in here, my skin doesn't react to. And yeah, so I just like it. It has really good coverage. It is another matte finish, but to me, it's not, again, like an over drying matte. You can still get like a luminous, dewy finish by the way you prep your skin with this foundation. There was one foundation, I returned it. It was the Urban Decay All Nighter. Now, if you liked it, I would love to know why it worked for you, because maybe I wasn't doing it right. I don't know. For me, it just was so dry. It felt like it was just like sucked into my skin, and even though the coverage was good, I just hated the way it looked. There was no getting like any kind of luminous glow to the skin. It was just really ugly, and I hated it. So then another one that I have is the Clinique Stay Matte Oil Free Makeup, and I am in the shade 06 Ivory in this one. And this one is okay. I never wear it by itself, so I can't give like an honest review of like, oh, I've only worn this foundation alone, because I honestly haven't. I've mixed it with my MAC a lot. Yeah, I think that's the only one I've mixed it with. So other than that, I don't know how it wears alone. It says stay matte, it's oil free. So I would add this to the MAC one just to give a more matte finish if I was going to be out in the heat during summertime. I would, you know, I know that like I would maybe get warm, and then that's when the T-zone starts to decide to shine through, and I don't like that. So I feel like this kind of helped control that. I don't know if that's really what that was like, if I could speak. I don't know if this was the solution or not, but I have it, and I don't not like it. So there's that. And then for my drugstore foundation, I actually gave my other one away to my sister because she has a pool now, and she was super tan over summer, and I was not at all. I didn't lay out one time in the sun. But the one that I gave to her is the L'Oreal one, and it's the True Match. And I loved that one because it was so perfect. To me, it gave the skin like a beautiful finish, and it's super inexpensive. So I can't remember what shade I had at the time that I gave to my sister, but I can ask her and I'll put it in the description box. But that one, I really like that foundation for drugstore. And then also the Maybelline FitMe. This is in the shade, this is number 125, and it's for normal to oily, so it's another matte finish foundation, and I do like it, but to me it's a little bit too matte for what I've been liking as of late. Like, I like a little bit more of a glow, a healthy dewy finish, as opposed to the super matte look. So I mean, it's good if you're going for the matte. I do suggest this if that's what you're going for. So next, moving on to concealers, I have a couple. Let me grab them. So I'll start with this one because I hardly ever wear it, but I actually really like it. It's like once you find something you like, you tend to just gravitate towards that and forget you have other options. But this is actually a Smashbox Camera Ready BB Cream for eyes. And there's a SPF of 15 in it, and it has a applicator like this, so you twist it and product comes out and then you just apply it. I really like this. It doesn't crease. It gives good brightness to the eyes. I have fair. It's really good. I really like this concealer. I just hardly ever used it because, as you guys know, if you've been following me, I have 3 different shades in the Maybelline FitMe concealers. I have fair, light, and sand, and I like the sand when I use my golden neutral. I feel like it goes really well because that's a little bit more of the yellow undertone. I use fair or light depending on how bright. Fair has a little bit more of a pink undertone, and light has a little bit more of a yellowish golden undertone. So I tend to like the yellow undertones better because that's my skin tone as opposed to the pinks. But light isn't like super pink. It's just got a little bit more if you're like looking at them side by side. Another concealer that I do like is the Urban Decay Weightless Naked Skin Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair. And I always grab the light shades because I like the bright under eye. You know, you can grab whatever shade you want depending on what kind of brightness you're going for. So yeah, it's another good concealer. It doesn't crease, I feel like, for like the first 4 hours you're wearing it. After that, I feel like, you know, after you've been smiling or laughing a little bit, like under the eyes, it starts to crease a little bit, but it's not horrible because unfortunately I love this concealer a lot. It's the MAC Pro Long Wear Concealer, but if you have dry under eyes or crease at all, I don't recommend this one because it does get a little bit creasy because of how like dry my under eyes can be. And there's just a sweet surprise kiss from my husband. So those are always welcome here on my channel. Anyway, so this is a great concealer. It has great coverage. If you want something just for like spot concealing like certain areas, then it would be fine. But again, specifically talking concealing for under the eyes, if you are dry or don't want creasing, I don't recommend this, but it is a good concealer. Let's see, last but not least, where do I have it? Oh, it's right in front of my face. This is the Shapetape Tarte Concealer, and I have the shade Light Medium Honey. You guys saw this in my Ulta haul video, and I was super excited to try it, and I love it, and I'm going to do a first impressions for you guys, but as you can tell, the first impression is good because I have used it, but I will do a first impressions with it just so you guys can hear me explain why I like it, how it wears, and stuff like that. So this is actually what I do have on today, and I have really been liking the way that it wears. So yay for the Shapetape concealer. So for primers, I can't really talk too much about them because I've only had 2 different ones. This is my go-to. This is what I use all the time. It is the Smashbox Photo Finish Light primer, and this, I just love it. I can't say that it's mattifying because I just feel like it helps my makeup stay in place. Like, it doesn't move around. It holds really well. I do notice a difference when I don't wear it. So obviously it's doing something. I love this primer. I know I recommended it to a friend and she did not feel the same results that I did. So unfortunately, you know, it's, even though these are my favorites, this is with my skin and how my skin reacts and wears. Everybody's skin is different. There's not two of a kind. So unfortunately, you can kind of maybe relate and say, hey, her skin sounds familiar to mine or similar to mine, so I'll try it. And then, you know, I say give it at least like a month if you can of trying to wear a new product, because I remember when I first started wearing MAC, I was like, why? Like, you have to like let your skin adjust and get used to wearing something new, and it usually takes about a month for it to react and get used to this new product that you're applying. So yeah, the only other one that I have and I actually returned was the Urban Decay Brightening and Tightening primer. Now, I did like that primer. Unfortunately, I feel like it honestly did make me break out because I kind of experimented with it. Like, I'd use it and then I feel like I'd get a couple pimples like in this area, and I was like, that's so weird. And so then I'd stop using it and it would clear up, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it again, and the same thing happened. So I was like, you know what, you're gone. So I don't know if that's what was causing it, or if it was just hormonal or just summertime heat and stuff like that. I don't know, but I haven't bought it. I took it back and I've not gone away from this. So next, for blushes, I won't go into every shade that I have because I do have a few of them, but they are the NYX Baked Blush, and it says plus illuminator plus bronzer. I don't get the bronzer part because this is pink. It's super pink. I don't understand what is supposed to be bronzed about it. But I do get the illuminator part because it does have a little bit of a sheen to it. So I do like that because it just adds to that kind of luminous, dewy look that you're going to, especially when you apply it on the cheeks. It's just dainty and cute. I have a few different shades in it, so obviously I like it. And I had my mom pick herself up one when we went to Ulta together. So, because she needed a new blush, and to me, blushes aren't something that you have to buy from like over the counter, one of the expensive makeup counters or whatever, because there's drugstore blushes that work just as good. Now, having said that, I do like this this MAC blush that I have. It's called Love Thing. It is their mineralized blush. I've never no, that's not true. I have tried their, I think it's their baked blushes. I haven't worn them in forever because you guys know me and my stickers are always coming off or rubbing off, and I can't ever find the names of them. And one blush I had used totally and completely, and the lady like matched, and she's like, she was super good because she's like, oh, I think it's this shade, and I was like, yeah, I don't think it was that, and then turns out it was exactly what she thought it was. So anyway, those are good blushes. The MAC blushes are really good. But I do like this. This is the mineralized one. And then I do have this Milani baked blush. It's super pigmented. I only have one, and this is in the shade Delioso Pink. It's super cute, super girly. I love this shade of pink. You guys can see how pigmented this is. Like, when I find drugstore, this is what I mean, like, it's drugstore, like, look how pigmented that is. That's so much. Like, talk about only needing to be light-handed when using this blush. And for drugstore product, like, and it wears all day. It's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like I have no blush on, like 5 minutes later. It wears really well all day long. So I definitely recommend that. As far as makeup sprays, I really only have two. I use the MAC Fix Plus Prep and Prime one before my makeup typically. I have used it after, but after using the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray, I never go away from this one to set my makeup. I absolutely love the way it sets it. I love the finish that it gives. It's just really pretty. And then the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus, I like this before because it's just like spraying your face with some moisture, and I really like it. So also this is good for like spritzing your brushes when you're picking up anything like you want a little bit more pigment, or like the eyeshadows that have shimmer in it, then you want to spritz your brush with this, and this is going to help pick it up and like stick it on your eye nicely, or lay it nicely. Maybe I should say stick it. But as far as translucent powders, I have two different ones. This is the Laura Mercier, and then I have the RCMA. These are both translucent setting powders, so you can use it to like bake under your eyes, to get a sharper contour under here, chin, nose, lip, forehead. I mean, yeah. Okay, all those. Anyways, I like these. This one is a little bit more of a matte finish. So if I'm gonna, like I said, be out in the summertime and it's like super hot outside, and my T-zone gets oily, I love applying it right in here, because it really just, it sets it, and it's a very matte finish. So I do like that. And then the RCMA one I like just because it's not as matte, and if I am a little bit more dry under the eyes, I will typically pick up this one because it's, well, not matte. It's a little bit of, it's more for people who are looking for a luminous, dewy finish. It's not like oily or anything like that. It's just less mattifying than this one. So those are the only two translucent powders that I have of those. So for highlighters, well, I'll just do this real fast. I only have two setting powders. I never use this one, so I will talk about it. The only reason why I don't use it is because it's not my right shade. It's like super light. This is the shade 02. It's matte beige, and it's the Clinique. It's the Stay Matte, so it's the one that goes with this. So this is the liquid version. This is the powder, and I bought them together. But this, yeah, it just it's not my right shade, and definitely doesn't have extra coverage. So if you want something that's a little bit more lightweight, I would recommend this powder, and it is definitely going to like help control any oils in your T-zone. However you apply powder, I do recommend this one. So, but my go-to that you guys see me use, if you're a follower of mine, I use my MAC Studio Fix, and this is the shade C4. I actually got my best friend on this one. Her and I both have similar skin tones, and so she went to MAC and just picked up this shade, and is the perfect fit for her as well. We both at once used Estee Lauder's Tawny in their double wear setting powder, but I feel like the difference between those two, because I feel like that one gives really good coverage too, is for me personally, I feel like when I hug someone or something, the Tawny, like the Estee Lauder makeup, would just like leave an imprint on someone's clothes, or like it would just rub off and wouldn't stay put. Now granted, that was back before I wore primers and setting sprays, so that could have something to do with it, but with my MAC one, it's just, I love the extra coverage. I love the undertone to it. The Tawny one has a little bit, I think, of orangier undertone. It's not like orange, like Oompa Loompa face or anything like that. It's just comparing the two. I feel like this one fits my skin tone better. So I do like this, and especially I always set my makeup. Like, I'm not someone who can just wear their liquid and go. Like, I am a little bit too oily for that, and I'm not even like oily. So anyway, that is that. I am talking so much. So 2 contouring palettes that I have. I loved this one. I just haven't repurchased it because it's ridiculous. Well, not really ridiculous, but for just like the 3 upper shades, I didn't want to pay another $45 or whatever this one costs. It might be $50, I'm not sure. But it is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contouring Palette. Love it. I have nothing to complain about it other than the price. So when I ran out of those light shades, I did decide to try out the NYX Contouring Palette because, again, my friend tried it out. I saw she had it, asked her, she loves it, and I've seen it, her makeup, and I thought it looked amazing, and she was like, oh my gosh, it's the NYX under the eye part, whatever. And so I decided to give it a try, and I feel like if you're like me, sometimes you think drugstore products, like, oh, like it's not gonna be as good, but it's honestly, I love this. Like, I have no need to go repurchase the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette because these work just as great. They're pigmented, their formula is great, they're not drying, they're not oily, they're not powdery, they're not creamy, they're just like super perfect, and I love it. And it has 2 highlight shades. This is a really like super white, like crystal, just pale, icy is the word I was looking for. It's really icy, a really icy highlight. You can see they're really pigmented, they're great, and this one is a little bit more of a peachier undertone. Golden, but to me in the palette it looks peachy. So just comparing the two, but they're great, and I love them both. So yeah, I definitely recommend this NYX contouring palette. It is still a little bit pricey, I feel like, for a drugstore, but it is half the price of this. I think this one's like 25 and this one's like 50. So, you know, you might as well save yourself 25 bucks. Or don't save yourself 25 bucks and just buy something else for $25 with the $25 you saved. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding at all.
Not kidding.
Another palette that is my favorite, this can go for eyeshadow and highlight, but I do love, I'm just going to transition into highlight. But I do love this Carli Bybel palette that she collaborated with BH Cosmetics, and I ordered mine online, but I have seen them at Ulta. I think they come and go, so if you want it right away, I would just order it and save yourself the trip because they'll probably just be out of it. But her highlighting shades are really pretty. There's like a really icy shade. There's like a really pretty, I don't know how to describe this. It has a pinkish mauve undertone, and then this is like really gold, and this is really copper highlight. And then like you can get a really pretty golden highlighted look, and then you can also do like a mauve look right in here as far as eyeshadows go. So I actually have these two shades all right in here, and then I have this shade right here on the lid. So I do have the Urban Decay sparkle stuff right here, but other than that, that's what I'm wearing on my eyes today, and they're super pigmented. They last. I've gotten a lot of compliments from girls on my eyes and my eyeshadow makeup whenever I wear and use this palette. So yeah, and that's only like $12.99. So that's a really good palette. I like. I know this was limited edition. This was the JACLYN Hill collaboration she did with BECCA Cosmetics. This has, now I'm still going to show you guys because you can buy Champagne Pop and I believe Presecco Pop. And then she also has her split pans. I think she has like Champagne Pop collaborated with the Rose Spritz, which is this one right here. And this is like a really pretty pink, but it's got like a little bit of a sheen to it as well. So it's really pretty. This is a really, really bright, just kind of coral. It's really pretty. That one is called Pamplemousse. And then I think that has a split pan with Presecco Pop. And then this one right here, this is a blush, but I've used as a blush and a bronzer. Like when you want that really bronzed look during summertime especially, I love this shade for bronzer or blush. It's called Amaretto. So I love these two highlighting shades. They're so pretty. And the formula, obviously, BECCA Cosmetics is amazing. It's, to me, they're pricey, but they're worth it because they last a long time and it's just good formula. Another BECCA highlight that I have is, I can't ever figure out which side to open it, is this one right here. This is in the shade Opal. That's the one I picked out. And it's just really pretty. It's just kind of totally different from Presecco Pop and Champagne Pop. It's got a little bit of a, I don't know, like a beigeish pink undertone without being like pink or beige. So that really made no sense, but I just really like it. I'm going to put some on my cheeks, even though I have highlight on from earlier. I'm just going to apply some. I just love applying highlight right on top of the cheekbone to give that extra lift to the face. And then the last thing I love is this Urban Decay Illuminating Trio. Again, you guys saw this in my Ulta haul. This is a really bronze, this is a little bit pink, and then this is like, I don't really know what the point of it is, but honestly, I've never worn one alone. I always swatch them all mix them all together and then apply it. It's just very illuminating and like gives you just a little bit of a pixie dust glow look. So I really like this, and you guys have seen I've still yet to go get my brush from the side of my husband's car. So for eyeshadows, I bet you guys can guess, you're right, the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadows. You do have to order this online. It's not at Sephora or Ulta that I know of. But anyways, I just love this palette. I use it all the time. It's got beautiful transition shades, and by transition I just mean this one, and this one. You can get gold looks, you can get copper looks, you can get bronze looks, you can get cranberry looks. So there's just a lot of looks you can get from this palette. I think it was $50. So I mean, it's not like it's any more expensive than what you're gonna get from Sephora or Ulta with the name brand palettes and stuff like that. So another palette that I do have that I use is, again, you have to order this online unless you live near a Morphe store. This is number 35W, and you get 35 shades in one of their palettes, and their palettes are only, I think, $20. A lot of times they might be like 25 or 30, but they're always on sale, I feel like, for $19.99. Their pigment is great. I use it a lot. You can see I've hit pan on quite a few of them. But yeah, it's just a really pretty palette, and they have several options. They also have blushes I've never used, but I've heard nothing but good things of Morphe, and they're very inexpensive for great quality, in my opinion. So, as far as bronzers go, oh wait, I forgot to highlight. This is my Laura Mercier. This is the pink mosaic brick, and I love this because it just gives like a really pretty, it adds pink to the cheeks, but again, it's another one of those, more of a sheen that it gives to the skin. I love it, and just think it's really pretty. I'll swatch it. And I love mixing it all together. And you can see it just is really pretty. It adds pink, and yeah, it's just really pretty, and I love it. So that's that one. I only have one eyeliner to talk about. Well, I guess I can include this as eyeliner, but it is the NYX. Yeah, because that's a brand. Even my husband just said NYX. It is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, and I love this one. I have used the NYC one, and I do like that one, but that one leaves the finish kind of looking wet all the entire wear of it, but this one does dry matte, which I do like. So both of those, they're both inexpensive, both found at Target. And then this is considered eyeliner. This is the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liquid Liner. And this is Midnight Cowboy, and I mean, yeah, it's just hands down star of the show. I love it. It's on my, I only put it right in here on my eyes. I just love it. It's so sparkly, but it's not like, wow, can you tone it down? Well, maybe for you guys, you're thinking maybe like, Elena, can you tone it down? But I'm definitely not. I'm like, can I tone it up with more? Okay, so anyways, more palettes, brands that I like as far as eyeshadows go. I love the Maybelline palettes. This is just my mauve toned one. I have a neutral toned one, green toned one, a dark purple one, a gray one. I love the way they wear. They last really well, and they have great color varieties. So they're inexpensive. You can find them again at Target, Walmart, wherever you shop. And yeah, so that's that. Another favorite that makes it, it's not, this is again something you have to order online, but I love it. It's definitely one of my favorites of the year. It is the Dose of Color, and it is their Ideal Duo, and this is in the shade Show. It comes with the eyeshadow primer like this, and that's like, online it honestly looks like a brownish tone, but in person it's like a rose gold, and I love this. And then you twist this part off, it is all the pigmented glitter. So when you apply the base first, because then I have a hair, then when you apply the glitter, it's going to just stick to that pigment, the base. Clearly I'm not focused because I see this hair. Got it. So yeah, that's that. And let's see, my only mascara I wear is my CoverGirl Lash Blast Mascara. So boom, done with that. My favorite brush is probably my Kat Von D Shade and Light. No, this is not a Shade and Light. Oh, it is. It says Shade and Light right on it. This was made for the Shade and Light Contour Palette. I love this brush because I use this side for my under my eyes to set right here, like anywhere my concealer, I do this part. And then this is the perfect size just to get that contour right there. It was, I think, like $20 or $25, but to me it was worth it. To me, like when you take that random splurge on a brush, it is worth it because like you're gonna use it a lot. So yeah, that's that brush. And then the only other brush that I recommend, like that are pricier, because to me you can just go to Ulta and get like a lot of the packs of Real Techniques. Sorry, I'm talking so much I'm losing my mind. The Real Techniques brushes. I love the quality of those brushes, and they're not badly priced. They're still a little pricey. I mean, I also love the Real Techniques beauty sponges. I have my beauty blender. But yeah, so this is the MAC brush, and again, my number rubbed off, but it might look like it was a 164, or I don't know, maybe it says 18, I don't know, but it's a duo fiber brush, and I love this. It's actually for liquid foundation, but I love it for my powder, so give or take preference and opinions. And then this is the MAC 135 brush, and I love this for a bronzer and stuff like that. So those are the only, oh no, this is another brush that is pricey, but I love. It is the Urban Decay brush, and this is, it was called Optical Blurring, and I love this brush. This is the only brush that I like for applying foundation. I spritz it always with Fix Plus first, and then blend out my foundation. It's the only one I feel like it literally like blurs. Like I feel like, in my personal opinion, a lot of other brushes I have, like I have a Sigma, the Flat Kabuki F80 brush. I hate it. I hate the way this applies foundation. It like just smears and doesn't, I don't know, I feel like I'm blending forever. So anyways, yeah, those are the brushes that I recommend. And let's see, what am I missing? I feel like I can just go into lip products and wrap this thing up because I'm already at 32 minutes. This is insane. So for lip products, I have a lot of glosses. That's a shocker, but I have quite a few of the NYX butter glosses. I'm just gonna pull these two shades because I see them, but I love them. They're moisturizing, they're pigmented, they wear well. I love applying a chapstick underneath and then applying this on top because it's just extra moisture, and I feel like it does help last longer, I guess you could say. But yeah, the NYX butter gloss, I love the NYX. I have a couple shades of these as well. I'm not sure what these ones are called. Nowhere on here am I seeing it, but they look like this. So if you see these in the NYX section, they're these glosses. They're really pretty. They have more of like a metallic finish. If I apply this rose gold one, I think this is actually called rose gold, gold pink, whatever. To me, it just looks really glossy on camera, but in person it does have a little bit of a metallic finish. Not like super intense or something that's like, ugh, why are you wearing metallic on your lips? It just has more of that kind of a finish. And then I love this shade that I have also. This is Beige Pearl. So this is more of that nude undertoned that I always go to as well. Another one that I have is this It Cosmetics lip gloss, and this is the shade Joyful, and it's their Vitality Butter Gloss, and they're very moisturizing, very creamy, and again, I love wearing this over a chapstick or something like that. Then I have a Mary Kay lip gloss. This is one of my favorite moisturizing, like just clear glosses to apply over a lipstick or whatever. As you can see, it's like clear, but I have pink in there. But this is the shade Icicle, or shade is just called Icicle because there's no shade really, it's just clear. But is so moisturizing, makes your lips feel so soft, and it lasts a long time. So I really love that. I love the MAC lipsticks. These are I don't know what they're called, but they're the cream ones. It's the part where you can, they have a section of lipsticks specifically for when you turn in your 6 empty products that you've used of MAC and you get a free lipstick. They have their cream ones or their matte ones right next to it, and you can pick from those. I get the cream ones because obviously I'm not a mattified person. But yeah, I love the way that they wear. They last a long time and they are really creamy. And then a new one that I tried, this is, my friend sells Unique. It's a makeup brand. It's not Mary Kay, but it's that kind of like brand where she sells it and stuff like that. And She has a website, I'll link it underneath, and I got the shade Well To Do, and it is a nude shade, and I absolutely love this shade. Like, I will wear this all the time, and the texture of this is so creamy. It is so moisturizing, which again is like, if you're creamy and moisturizing, obviously I'm going to love it because that is just a theme on my channel. But it is amazing, and I am so happy that I purchased this. So I will link her website in the description box so you can buy directly from her. And then also I have a couple shades of the Rimmel lipsticks. I have 730 and 640. I love these shades. Again, they're moisturizing and creamy. So again, drugstore, those are really nice. And again, then a lipstick as far as the NYX goes. I'm not sure again which ones this is called, but they look like this, and they're really creamy. I wouldn't say the pigment lasts as long as I would like it to, but when you first apply it, it looks really nice when you first apply it. So maybe for like an hour or two, and then you have to reapply, but it's really pretty and they wear well. So I am sure I am forgetting something, which I do see one thing right in front of me is a foundation. I forgot I had set to the side. It is a Smashbox Studio Skin. It's a 15-hour wear. And again, if you're looking for a matte finish that's going to last really well through humidity, I recommend this one. I worked at Starbucks and it was super hot because especially in wintertime, we'd have the heater on for the customers, but we're like so hot and back there like making drinks and with the food ovens and stuff like that. It was just super hot, and I would feel like my face probably looked just like an oil pit, but it didn't. I was always super shocked, and it was definitely only this foundation that did that for me. So anyways, that is it. I'm gonna wrap it up. I know there's a lot more I'm sure I'm forgetting, and I'll see and probably be like, oh, I should have thrown that in, but this has been a really long video, so let's just end it now. So on the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 Lords of Leap. Nope. 10. What? I don't know what the 10th day is. I think it's 11 peppers. 12. No, 10 Lords of Leaping. It is Lords of Leaping. Okay, who cares? We're done. I'm burnt out. Alright, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Sorry it's so long, but hey, if you're looking for certain products, maybe this was helpful for you guys. Until then, I will see you tomorrow with day 11. Bye!